All right, shalom, shalom, family. I'm gonna bust out something real quick because it's quite annoying. Um, when you have a lot of friends, mainly European friends or Latinos or Asians, they'll be your friend until you start talking about Jesus was black and uh and the people in the Bible were black. Now, they may not tell you to your face, but they'll talk about you behind your back. A lot of them, they talk about you behind closed doors. They despise black people. And I'm going to show you, them, whoever has the ears to hear and the eyes to see, that in the scriptures, in the Holy Bible, that all these religions, you Catholics, you Christians, you Jehovah's Witnesses, that the people in the Bible were black people. They were brown people. And when I say black, I really mean brown. Right? They changed the colors of the people. And I'm going to prove to you right now with only scriptures, nothing else. I'm going to use 3 different books, that having pale skin in the Bible was called leprosy. And the Most High God would curse you with leprosy. If you did something stupid, he will turn you white. He'll turn you pale. He'll make you pale. And I'm going to prove this. So let's get it going. We're going to start off at Numbers chapter 12, and we're going to start off at 8. This is an account of Miriam being turned pale. With him I will speak mouth to mouth, even apparently not in dark speeches. That means not gossiping. And the solitude of Yahuwah shall be, behold, wherefore then were ye not afraid to speak against my servant Moses. So Miriam was talking about Moses because he married an Ethiopian lady. She was a black lady too, but she was a different race. And the anger of Yahuwah was kindled against them, and he departed, and the cloud departed from off the tabernacle, and behold, Miriam became leprous, white as snow. So if she was turned white, then what color was she before? You see? Devils. And behold, she was leprous. She was leprous. That means he turned her pale for gossiping about his boy Moses. Let's skip down to 12. Let her not be as one dead, of whom the flesh is half consumed, when he cometh out of his mother's womb. See, he took the melanin away from her. Let's turn the page right quick. And Yahuwah said unto Moses, if her father had but spit in her face, should she not be ashamed 7 days? Let her be shut out from the camp 7 days, and after that, let her be received again. You see, so the Most High God cursed her with pale skin for 7 days for gossiping. You see, that's one account on how people in the scriptures were not white people. Now, you have all these different races of people now. They like everybody being white. They like black people being nothing. They love it. And a lot of these people, they're your friends. They're your friends who you've known since you were a kid, in college, in high school. They'll be your friend, but as soon as you start talking about Jesus was black and everybody was black, you see how they turn on you. All right, now let's get Leviticus. All right, now I just showed you what leprosy, she was leprous as snow, right? Now let's get Leviticus chapter 13. We're going to start off at 1. And Yahuwah spake unto Moses and Aaron, saying, when a man shall have in the skin of his flesh a rising, a scab, or a bright spot, it be in the skin of his flesh, like the plague of leprosy. All right, let's skip down to 3. And the priest shall look on the plague in the skin of the flesh, and when the hair in the plague is turned white, and the plague in sight be deeper than the skin of this flesh, it is a plague of leprosy. And the priest shall look on him and pronounce him unclean. You see that? So if you have bright spots in your body, or your whole body is bright spots, you have leprosy, like Michael Jackson. Nowadays they call it vitiligo, but that's a form of leprosy. All right, let's keep going here. Then the priest shall look. Let me put it in the sun. Then the priest shall look upon it, and behold, if the hair in the bright spot be turned white, and it be in sight deeper than the skin, it is a leprosy broken out of the burning. Wherefore the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is the plague of leprosy. So when you have white hair or blonde hair, that's part of the plague of leprosy. And pale skin, white or yellow hair, you have leprosy. Let's keep going. 28. And if the bright spot stay in his place and spread not in the skin, but it be somewhat dark, it is a rising of the burning, and the priest shall pronounce him clean, for it is an inflammation of the burning. So now he's saying, if you got a burn on your arm and it turned pink, like how when you get burned, but then when it heals and it turns back black again, that means you didn't have leprosy. You just got burnt. You got burnt and your skin turned pink and it turned white. You guys know when you get burnt, your skin turns white. So that's what he's saying. All right, let's keep going. If a man or a woman have a plague upon the head or the beard, then the priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be in sight deeper than the skin, and there be in a yellow thin hair, then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a dry skull, even a leprosy upon the head or the beard. So if you have pale skin, if you have bright spots on your body like Michael Jackson, if your whole body turns white and you have white hair or yellow hair, you are considered to have leprosy. Now, today they try to change it up and make it a whole bunch of other crazy stuff, but that's just to hide the fact that all the Europeans, most of the people who are pale skin and blonde hair, you have leprosy. All right, now let's prove this fact again. We're going to read the book of Enoch, chapter 106. Book of Enoch, chapter 106. This is an account of Noah being born. This is Noah being born. All right. Now, you guys can read this book on your own, but I'm just going to skip parts because it's long. 106. And after some days, my son Methuselah took a wife for his son Lamech, and she became pregnant by him and bore him a son. And his body was white as snow and red as a rose, the hair of his head as white as wool. So once again, even Noah was born with woolly hair, just like the Messiah and the Most High, and all the prophets had woolly hair. And his demeanor, which means his countenance, beautiful. We'll skip down here. Verse, 4. Lamech was afraid of him. He was afraid of his son. Why is that? Lamech was afraid of him and fled. He ran out the house and went to Methuselah his father, and he said to him, I have begotten a strange son. He is not like an ordinary human being, but he looks like the children of the angels, which means the fallen angels of heaven. To me, his form is different, and he is not like us. So Noah was born pale skin. He was born pale skin, and the people of the land were scared of him. They say, hey, he's not like us. He's not like a human. So what does that tell you? That means the people were not white. They were dark skinned people. because Noah was born pale skinned. And if you do your research and read the book of Enoch even more, or Genesis, you'll find out that Europeans or anybody with pale skin, you actually come from the serpent seed, the Horites, and all the fallen angels who had children with the humans, their offspring came out pale, leprous, white as snow. All right, let's keep going. It does not seem to me that he is of me, but of angels. Sun and his face glorious. It does not seem like he is of me, but of angels. And I fear that a wondrous phenomenon, look, he's calling it a phenomenon. His son was born pale, and he's saying it's a phenomenon. A phenomenon may take place upon the earth in his days. So I am beseeching you now, begging you, in order that you may go to his grandfather, who is is Enoch, our father, and learn from him the truth, for his dwelling place is among the angels. So Lamech is scared because his son was born pale. So now he has to go and call his grandfather Enoch and be like, hey, you know the Most High. Can you please tell me what's going on with my white son? Because this is not normal. This is not normal to have a pale-skinned son. So he's terrified. And in those days, everyone knows that if a fallen angel had a child with a human, the child would come out white, pale, leprous, white as snow. Let's keep going. One whose image and form are not like unto the characteristics of human beings, and his color is whiter than snow and redder than a rose. The hair of his head is whiter than white wool, and his eyes are like the rays of the sun. So he's scared of this kid. This kid is born different. Basically, Noah was an albino. He was born an albino. All right. Then his father Lamech became afraid and fled, and he did not believe that the child was of him, but of the sons of him, but of the image of the angels of heaven. So he thought that his wife slept around with one of the fallen angels, and that's why his kid came out looking pale like that. This is why the Catholic Church take these type of books out. This is one of the most important books of the Bible, and they took it out. For in the generation of of Jared, my father, they transgressed the word of Yahuwah, that is the law of heaven, and behold, they commit sin and transgress the commandment. They have united themselves with women and commit sin together with them, and they have married wives from among them and begotten children by them. Then there shall be a great destruction upon the earth, and there shall be a deluge and great destruction for 1 year, and this son who has been born unto you shall be left upon the earth, and his 3 sons shall be saved when they who are upon the earth are dead. That's talking about the flood. That's talking about Noah's Ark. All right. And upon the earth they shall give birth to giants out of the spirit, but of the flesh. There shall be a great plague upon the earth, and the earth shall be washed clean from all the corruption. Now make known to your son Lamech that the son who has been born is indeed righteous, and call his name Noah. So as you see, Noah was born an albino. He was born pale skin. He had woolly hair and he had blonde hair, just like a regular albino. and everybody was scared of him because that wasn't normal. That was not normal. So they had to go and ask their grandfather Enoch about what was going on. And he told them, nah, it's all good. That's just something the Most High did. He's not no crazy fallen angel kid. He's actually one of us. He just special. All right. So this proves that back in those days, nobody was white. If you were born pale, you were considered either you had leprosy, or there was some phenomenon that happened like Noah, but he was albino, and there's many albinos today. All right, just busting out another lie that all your friends will try and hide from you. And you got to be careful with your friends too, because actually they're not really your friends. Once you start talking about Jesus was black and all this other stuff, see how fast they turn on you. All right, shalom.